7:21 p.m. on a Saturday, Boston, Massachusetts.
Guys, I got some news, some terrible news. We got a huge problem.
I feel like we could do a podcast, and it would be a million times better than whatever that drivel was we were listening to.
What the hell is a podcast?
What is that? The future of radio. You jabronis.
Heyo, and welcome to the Always Sunny Cast. I'm your co-host Eric.
And I'm co-host Ross.
And this is the podcast where we demonstrate our value by going through Always Sunny, episode by episode, scene by scene, breaking it all down just to get to the heart of what makes it so funny. Ross, what in episode do we have today?
This is a banger.
Yeah, this cracks the top 5, cracks the top 3, I would probably say.
I'm almost scared to do it because I feel like we're not going to do it justice. You
No,
know what I mean?
we're
We're not
definitely not. No,
yeah. Get ready to be disappointed.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, yeah, this is huge. Like, this is like right up there with Nightman Cometh or something. I don't know what it is about this episode.
This is super powerful.
It really is. And Ross, before we jump into it, do we got any business or anything we need to take care of?
Yes, because of the demand, I set up a Buy Me a Coffee. I remember we had talked about maybe setting up Patreon a while back, but that's just not in the cards for us. I don't think we have the time and, need, and it doesn't really fit our format to do a Patreon where we have tiers and stuff, and I don't want to box people out of extra content.
And I don't even really like to ask for money or ask for to like I don't have any value. Like much like D.
Yeah, I feel like I don't deserve it. Yeah,
exactly. I can't put a value $sign to what I do because I don't know. It's just a weird thing. So with the thing that you set up, it's just like a tip. If
exactly that. If an episode strikes your fancy and you're like, hey, that was really good. Check it out. It's on our Instagram. It's buymeacoffee.com/alwayssunnycast, and you can just buy us a coffee. It's as easy as that, and it's not going to gouge you long term where we're sneaking in payments or anything. It's just a one-time transaction.
It's just like because you and I I don't know about you, but I've thrown money at podcasts, and I actually subscribe to a couple Patreon.
Yeah,
podcasts.
I have a few Patreons. Yeah, that's set up,
and it's just like a way to say thank you. It's like, I know it's like money sucks. The whole idea, it's all terrible because it's all made up and fake. But
it's all based on gold.
Yeah, it's all based on just nonsense, just paper in our pockets.
Yeah.
And but it's just a way to say I don't know, but I'll also take an email or a message or something. Anything.
Oh yeah. If you want a non-monetary way to give thanks, send us an email or something, or you know what, rate, subscribe, and review. Throw us a review on iTunes. That's better than money.
It's a thing we like to do, so we thought, hey, why don't we set it up? Because it's it makes you, Ross, it makes you feel good to give, and also feels good to receive.
It does.
So
it's good therapy for me to receive praise and.
I know you're hanging on by a thread. I mean, it's a slippery slope for you. So yes, it is good at you being appreciated. And so hey, thank you everyone that did throw us some cash our way. We really appreciate that. You bought us Ross. What kind of coffee are you gonna get what kind of coffee are you gonna get?
Ooh, I think I might go for like a Starbucks.
No.
Yeah. I might go for an Americano, maybe, like a nice Americano with summer's coming.
I'm going to get a large regular from Dunkin' Donuts, Ken.
Oh, gross.
Ross, sometimes I listen back when I'm editing the podcast and I hear my atrocious Boston accent and it really it disgusts me.
We get a wicked from Charlie later in this episode.
We do have a wicked from... Yes, that's a Boston thing.
It reminded me. I was
wicked fastball, yeah.
Yeah, because he went to Merrimack College, and I bet that was in his head, a wicked fastball.
That's good. I picked up on that too, yeah. All right, Ross, is that enough from us? Should we jump into this episode?
Let's go. Lately, we've been just ranting and raving.
Yeah,
we never get to the episode.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, by the time of the episode, we look up, it's been an hour and 45 minutes. Okay, today we're talking Season 5, Episode 10, The D.E.N.N.I.S System. Original air date is November 19th, 2009. Written by David Hornsby, Scott Motter, and Rob Rosell. Directed by Randall Einhorn. And Ross, what's that IMDb summary?
Okay, Dennis presents his foolproof plan for picking up chicks but soon finds the gang each has their own foolproof plans for one-upping each other. How does that sound to you?
No, it sounds like no.
I don't think they're one-upping each other. It's more of like a food chain system.
To borrow from Dennis, wrong.
Nobody should be going off my system.
Yeah, no, they're not really they're not trying to like one up each other. It kind of, as Max says, it's a delicate ecosystem.
Right, they all play off of each other.
Yeah. It's more of like a symbiotic relationship.
Mm-hmm. It's like a food chain of some sort.
Yeah. Yeah. So, IMDb, you filled us once again.
Yeah, D-.
And this episode came out in 2009, so what could possibly be going on in the world that's somehow related to this episode?
Well, Mac would probably agree with this because Pope Benedict XVI claimed that condoms could make African AIDS worse.
Oh, no.
That's what he said.
No. Come on. Come on.
Oh, my God. The Pope said that. Someone that, like, people listen to.
I know. Well, this was in 2009?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's way too late for that. It's way too late for, like, fake information.
Yeah. Well, yeah, all right. Well, just like to thank the Pope and for his teachings, and we'll move on. Thank you for that. All right, Ross. I see you got a Magnum condom, just
That's
ever
right.
so slightly peeking out of your wallet. So I think you're ready to start, right?
Yep. It's from a monster dong.
Okay. All right. It's 1:30 p.m. on a Saturday in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. At Patty's, Dennis plays a voicemail for the gang, and he reveals that he has a foolproof system for getting any woman's undying love. So this starts off here. Don't you love, we never really talked about this, I don't think, but don't you love how something always starts where it's a black screen, but you hear people before the scene?
Yeah.
We never really talked about that little flourish that they do, but it is funny because we start off here with it's a black screen, but we hear Mac asking Charlie how many restraining orders the waitress has on him.
Yeah, Charlie's like venting, and it's, as we find out, it's a lot of restraining orders.
Yeah, a lot of restraining orders, and because he's apparently gotten her, he's gotten her fired from the Oldies Rock Cafe.
True, we've been there, we saw it.
Yeah, we get a nice callback. That's something we've seen. And so she still works at the coffee shop, even though they never really go to or interact with the coffee shop at all, ever.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever they do need to interact with her, she seems to have a new job, even though she works at the coffee shop.
She has a secondary job elsewhere.
Yeah. So she's worried that he's gonna get her fired from the coffee shop. And this is where Dennis comes in from the back, all excited, and he got a voicemail from this woman that he was dating, and he plays it for them, and he's basically saying, this woman loves me. He's setting this up as if it's gonna be some like
a love letter or like some like
the opposite of what we hear.
Right.
Yeah. And so he's saying, she loves me. Check this out, and we play this message, and it's from a woman who is, let's say, I don't know, pissed?
To say the least. I mean, she's calling to tell him that she hopes he dies and that he's a terrible person with no regard for anyone but himself. And she also never wants to see him again, and that he's also a steaming pile of horseshit and that he needs to go to hell.
Now, Russ, have you ever had a woman say or leave a voicemail or anything even similar to this?
No, I just get it from the look that they give me, and then I walk away.
I was going to say, they never actually said this, but I felt that they're thinking it.
Yeah. They don't have to say it.
Yeah, definitely. And, so, and while this voicemail is playing, Dennis is doing this, like, laugh, this,
yeah.
like, isn't this, like, such a lark? You know what I mean? Like, isn't this, like, so, and then, like, and they're all, I love how the gang is all, well, we should say when they come in here, too, like, the whole, I love that this is, like, this almost feels like an entire gang episode.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it very much is, yeah.
They do kind of split off and do some stuff, but they all feel connected. And even right away, Dee is playing pool with Frank, like when they come in. It's kind of interesting. And then he's playing this voicemail for the entire game.
Yeah, they're all invested in this.
Yeah, and they're all kind of looking at each other like confused about this. And when the voicemail is done, they do this great thing where they establish like how much Mac is familiar with the D.E.N.N.I.S system. Because at the end of the voicemail, he goes, "That was the best one yet."
Yeah, he was impressed. He was like, "That's amazing. That's the best one yet."
Because he knows all about this. It's so funny, like, to the choice to make Mac sort of like also in on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's good. It makes it feel like it's always been around.
Sure, they do this all the time where one character validates another person's idea or whatever. In this situation, like Mac's doing it, but it begs the question, if Mac knows about the plan, we find out later he has his own plan, but why doesn't he just do the D.E.N.N.I.S system if he knows it so well?
Well, I guess because I guess in a way that his system is easier. I think.
I guess a woman is already introduced to him, and he's already established a relationship with her.
Yeah, it's just lazier. It's like I guess that's why I guess that's why it's saying you'd say like well the lion is like the apex predator. Why don't like they all just become the apex predators? You know what I mean? I don't think Mac can do what D.E.N.N.I.S does. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe he's tried before, and he just goes with what works.
Yeah. We'll get to Mac's system later on, but I do love that. I almost think we should have got more actual defined systems. Like, we really only get Mac's other defined system, but we should have got Frank's. We should have got a Charlie system. We should have got a D system. I think they all should have had something that they were doing.
Well, Charlie actually tries to play off the D.E.N.N.I.S system. He actually tries to learn the D.E.N.N.I.S system and apply it. And
I
then
know, but
D.
I know just and I do like that, but I'm saying like he used to have a Charlie system, but then when he learns about the D.E.N.N.I.S system, he's like, oh, I'll do this instead. You know what I mean? Like they all kind of like because they all think alike.
Yeah, well, his system was stalking.
Exactly, but it wasn't as defined as D.E.N.N.I.S. But yeah.
We know about the stalking.
Yeah, we've seen Charlie in action many times. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so. It's the best one yet, and D pushes back. She's like, "What are you crazy? Like that woman hates you, you know? Obviously." And dude,
this woman is so in love with me. She doesn't even know it.
And he does this thing with his hand, like it doesn't even know it. He like flips his hand like around his head. I don't know. He does this like weird like hand motion, and. This is where like I love how Mac goes, dude. They don't know about the system. And I love Dennis is like, oh, of course, you know what I mean? Like, of course you push her back. You don't understand. And they're like, and I love the way he phrases like, I'm talking, of course, about the D.E.N.N.I.S system. Like the way he said, like the pause, like. And we get I love what the exactly what they say title card, exactly what he just said. I think that's my favorite of the title card jokes.
Really?
Yeah. I like it even better than the one like where there'll be like, it'll be like the opposite of what they say. It'll be like, that can go wrong. Everything goes wrong.
Everything goes wrong, yeah.
I like this one better. It's exactly what they said.
All right.
So then after the opening credits, we see Dennis has set up a presentation and begins to explain the D.E.N.N.I.S system. Now, as we go through this, I broke this down by letter because this is essentially one big long scene.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like broken down by letter, I guess.
Yeah, so that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go by each section. Each letter is a section. So when he starts off here, though, how long do you think this play took him to put together?
I don't know. Hours? He went out and bought a giant legal pad that's on an easel. Like, they don't have supplies like that later on, right?
I recently did a bit for Instagram.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
With the Eric system for comedy. And I bought that paper just for that bit, first of all. And I don't know, Ross, it took me a good hour, maybe more, to do that 2-minute video. Just like the draw, like the writing it all down, making the poster board, and then it took like so many takes for me to say everything.
That would have been my nightmare trying to do that. I'm not good with sketch.
Yeah, I mean, we just take after take after take. You just keep doing it. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? You just keep doing it.
All right.
I mean, but yeah. So it's interesting that he took the time to set up a presentation, like it's almost
like this is like a seminar or something,
that's what,
right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like this is like you've come here to learn how to do this. Yeah,
class.
So Dennis says here that he's standing in front of like a an easel paper is like how I found what that is, but I guess it's easel paper, a big huge sheet of paper, and he's come up with a comprehensive approach to seduction. This is where it's kind of like a seminar. You know what I mean, like the language
he's
that
using
he uses.
a lot of articulate words.
Yeah. Because it's not only been his good looks and charms that's helped him with the women, that's made him such a playboy that he is.
Playboy? Is that how you see yourself?
That phrasing is so Always Sunny. Is that how you see yourself? They'll like say something like, "You think that? You think this about yourself?" That is like a thing that they always kind of point out. Like,
right?
Yeah, but that's not how you see yourself, though, right? like
with the dick towel. That's not how you see yourself, right?
And even when he says the Mac, like when they're on the road trip, like, how do you see yourself within our group? You know what I mean? Like.
The sheriff of patties, obviously.
That's like a thing, like how like they'll bring up how each other sees themselves, in a criticism way.
Yeah.
So he gets into his presentation here. So we're gonna start here with the first letter D, demonstrate value. So he starts the presentation, and his subject, his recent subject he uses the term subject, like he's like doing a scientific experiment. Yeah. His subject, Kaylee, a cute pharmacist. And we do this like, is this a flashback? It's not a flashback, right? It's a reenactment.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I mean, this is something that happened in the past, but it is also his reenactment. He's retelling a story.
I'm gonna say he looks directly at the camera, like in a minute. Like, you know what I mean? Like it looks like it's sort of like a dream like kind of like memory telling of it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not the exact flashback. It's Dennis's version of what happened.
Right. This is a biased version.
And we even can tell that because Always Sunny they put a filter. There's like it looks different. There's like this like a filter over it.
Mm-hmm.
So we start here with the flashback reenactment. And do you have anything on Kaylee?
I'm gonna get to Kaylee down the road when she actually becomes a real character.
Okay. When she's not in. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, not a flashback Kaylee. I want the real Kaylee.
Okay, we'll get to Kaylee in a minute. So we see a pharmacist here, and this is talking about D. So what you want to do is D. You want to demonstrate value. So he's demonstrating his value by filling a prescription for his sick grandmother that he made up. This is so funny in this reenactment thing. So he like, I don't know what this thing about like. I've seen this before in other stuff. It's kind of like in Drunk History, where the narrator will say this person, but their mouth is moving, and the thing like Dennis's mouth is moving, but Dennis that is telling the seminar is what we're hearing.
Right.
And they do this great thing where like he's like talking about the grandmother sick, and he gives her the thing, and she looks like like when she gets the prescription.
Yeah, she's like, ooh, she's swooning a little bit.
His head turns and looks directly at the camera, and he has a look on his face like, ain't I bad? Or check that out.
I did it, didn't I?
Yeah, like, can you believe it? You know what I mean? Like, it made me laugh every single time. That slow turn looked directly into the camera. Like, they never did anything like that before, right?
No. It's so unsettling too. It's creepy as hell. Yeah.
And apparently he has been faking prescriptions.
Yeah, he's forging prescriptions, and as we find out, that's the easy part, D.
Yeah, that's the easy part. Yeah,
like think about that. He had to go get a legal pad, like
printed out somewhere, steal one or something. Yeah, definitely. Very strange. That's the easy part, though. Yeah, but if it was up to Frank, he would just buy a box of Magnum condoms, thereby demonstrating he has a monster dong. Now,
right. But that comes off a little desperate, Frank. Now, if you want to have a Magnum condom peeking out of your wallet when you go to pay, that's a different story.
And they're all like, oh.
They're like learning. They're like, oh yeah.
And Dennis has this
like the subtlety.
And Dennis has this tone of voice. I don't know how to describe his tone of voice.
It's impeccable. This whole like seminar.
Yeah.
It really is.
Like Dennis is like got this like tone and this demeanor of he's above it, and he's
truly the authority.
He's the authority. He's handing something down to his like subordinates. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like he just has this like
he's
air
a
about him.
gift to them.
He's a gift. Yeah, exactly. He's doing this like, as a gift, and so this is where after you demonstrate your value, this is where you want to ask her out. So then we move on to E, engage physically. And Dennis likes to do this without really even going on a date, considering that'd be a waste of time and money. So what he does is this is psychotic. Like, so what he does here,
he has a scheme for every step of this.
Yeah, like every part of this is a lie and manufacture it and calculate it
in a way to manipulate like a certain ending of some sort, you know?
Yeah, like it is like really crazy. Like Dee will call it out later. He's a sociopath. Like she'll call it out later, and the real like disturbing thing of this is like how premeditated it all is.
Oh yeah,
you mean it's like so premeditated? It makes it so much worse than like if it was like in the moment. I get. I don't know how to like. It's crazy.
Yeah, think about that. You have to find a restaurant that's closed on a Sunday. How would you even do that?
And you do it over and over. Like, it's not the first, like, you just do the same thing every time. It's like, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. So what he does is he suggests this restaurant that doesn't take reservations. I mean, I think most restaurants don't take reservations, right?
Yeah, I mean, unless you go into, like, a 5-star, like, restaurant.
I remember one time there was, fiance Katie loves sushi. And I like sushi, too. It's pretty good. And there was just, like, cute, like nice little sushi restaurant in Cambridge, and I saw it online. I got like some like article or review or something about it, and I called and I like made like a reservation for our anniversary. It was for our anniversary. And I
that's very nice.
I made first time ever making a reservation. I called and made a reservation, and then when we got there, dude. There was maybe 2 other people in this whole place. Like, the place was completely empty. And I didn't even say I'm the person with the reservation or anything because I felt so stupid. I was just like,
of course.
Give me a table. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. They were probably waiting all night for this idiot that made reservations to show up.
Truly, there was like 1 other couple in there or something. Like, it was so empty. The place was so empty. It was crazy. Katie, you know, she still laughs at me like, oh, remember the time you made that reservation at restaurant that was empty?
Well, how are you supposed to know?
Exactly. That's what I said. Like, I wrote an article about this place. Yeah.
Like, how disappointing would you guys have been if it was
closed? Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you got boxed out.
But I never did before, and I haven't done it since.
Good for you.
But so yeah, he says, oh, let's go down to this restaurant. They don't make reservations, and when they get down there, it's closed as it always is on Sundays. So he probably has backups, but I guess the majority of his days take place on a Sunday.
Well, if he plans it out correctly, yeah, it'll be on a Sunday.
And well, the place is closed, but maybe they can go back to his house for a movie and some pizza.
That's where I come in.
Yeah, exactly. So Mac, and this is great. Where like Mac is a part, like he does have a place in this plan that's kind of crucial for him.
Yeah, it's a very special place in Dennis's system.
Yes. And when they come back to the house with the pizza and the movie, Mac is in the living room. What Mac does is read a book. We see in the reenactment, we see Mac, like, he's wearing like a sweater and he has like glasses on and he's reading a book.
The intellectual.
We don't find it out till later. I like that we just see this now, and it's kind of like
it makes more sense later. Yeah,
you know, we've seen the episode so many times that we just know that. But I wonder I can't remember like the first time you've seen it. You're thinking, is this just for the reenactment? Like, is Dennis like is he actually doing that, or is that just for this like you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it feels weird to see him there reading a book because you know he doesn't read books.
No, glasses.
But I'll also say that a Black Widow spider in the room is not a real good justificate. Like,
and that's another thing too, where you think, is he just saying this for this one reenactment that Dennis is kind of like doing right now? But later on, he says when we do the spider thing,
the spider routine.
Yeah, spider routine. So it always is a Black Widow spider. No,
it's just like, to me, it's not as good of enough of an excuse, you know? Like, as a grown man, you should be able to take care of a spider.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I cannot. I would get fiancé Katie to do it. But, like, if there was
I'd try to take any exit out of dealing with the spider, but yeah.
Like, if it was a if there was a Black Widow spider in my bedroom, I would not proceed to go sit in the living room and read a book. I'd be worried
I'd
that
try
there's
to,
a
like, keep track of it. I'd call the cops.
Yeah, I would I would like move out of the room or something. I would move into the living room. I guess I'd take all my stuff out of there. Like I don't know, like. But it's funny.
Wouldn't you want to keep track of it and make sure it doesn't like go into your pillow or something?
Yeah, no, truly, I would not like. The Black Widow spider needs to be dealt with immediately.
Yeah.
And, but Dennis wants some privacy so they get to know each other more better.
Mm-hmm.
Know each other more better. I love more better, like the way Mac talks. Know each other more better. And so, and then the reenactment, Mac does this like, I don't know, kind of like shrug shoulder thing. Like,
yeah.
Like if you were Kaylee, like, I don't know, it's kind of like, get your roommate out of here.
I don't know. I wouldn't tell people what to do with their room. Like, I wouldn't be like, get your roommate out of here.
Yeah. I mean, when I used to live with roommates, if I had like a woman over or whatever, we would go in my bedroom and like watch TV or do whatever. You know what I mean? Like you would hang out in the bedroom.
You wouldn't go in the common room.
You wouldn't really go in the common room. Yeah. But yeah, so they're like, okay, they go in they go into the bedroom, and once they're on the bed, dude, game's over. I mean, the game's over. Let the sexual waltz begin.
I love that. Like the sexual waltz. So yeah, they were on the bed and they're eating the pizza, and Kaylee looks over.
Russ, this pizza's pretty good.
You're the one that's good.
You're the one that's good.
That's the worst line ever, right?
That's truly one of the. You're the one that's
work?
Good. I don't know. That's like the thing. Like, is this actually happening, or this is what's happening in Dennis's mind?
Right. I think it's more of what's happening in his mind.
That's why it's like when you first see Mac with the glasses and stuff. Like, is Dennis just like imagining this? But yeah, so. The sexual waltz begins, and this is smooth. This is classy.
Very smooth. I'm learning a lot from you right now, dude.
Like, this is classy. This is classy.
Charlie's like stunned. He's like,
yeah, Charlie
flabbergasted.
This is where it starts. Where Charlie really does like this, wants to get into this. He's actually paying attention. He doesn't really understand, like, later on. He doesn't really get it, but he's trying.
He can't really apply it, I think, is the real problem.
Yeah, he doesn't.
His approach is just way off.
Yeah, it doesn't really work. So after they have sex with the woman, though, she will naturally become dependent. You know, all women do this.
They certainly do.
Oh, he's not like fist bumping and like elbowing,
giggling. Once you bang him, I mean,
like, first of all, such a stupid thing to say, and then second of all, like, I love even Dennis, like, because
doesn't buy it.
Yeah, the way they're acting, he goes, right.
Yeah, you guys, like, he knows, like, you guys don't get chicks. I don't know what you're talking about.
I love that they make the choice that even, like, we, the audience, understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, even Dennis within the show understands what they're doing. I love that choice. And Glenn Houghton, right.
Yeah.
He does.
It's like, I know what your life is like, right?
Exactly. It is such a great choice. Like, it's hard to imagine other TV shows, sitcoms. Dare I say this is a sitcom? I can't imagine the show doing a choice like that.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's just
right.
it's so specifically Always Sunny to play it like that. So that brings us to the first N, nurturing dependence, and I always think of this first N as nurture dependence, but it's nurturing dependence. So when we do trivia again, when we ask ask someone to do the dentist system, it's nurturing, folks.
I was thinking the next time we play trivia to play like a big game of Guess Who. Like we describe characters. I don't know how you feel about this.
That's pretty good. No, I like
and then
this.
like they have to figure out who we're talking about.
All right, let's set it up. Let's do it. Let's.
All right, maybe that's our next round.
Yeah,
it'll be a little more light.
Yeah. I was almost thinking we should do the same exact questions.
I'm down for that too. I'm lazy as hell.
All right, so the first N, nurturing dependence. So I don't know, have her car towed.
Slash her tires.
Slash her tires. The point is, make her depend on you for rides. Like now we're getting crazy, right? Like now this isn't
just like we're sitting on the bed eating pizza and I make a pass and it goes my way.
It
like,
somehow goes your way.
Yeah. She no longer has a real choice.
Yeah. This is truly like evil.
Yeah.
It's like
She's sabotaging her life.
You can always go to one of Dennis's go-to moves, which is creating a fictional angry neighbor. And what you do is you go to a payphone so they can't trace the callback. And he doesn't mention it, but in the reenactment, you see he's got like a voice changer thing.
Yeah, what's that? Like a voice modulator or whatever?
Yeah, voice modulator. Yeah. I'm watching you, you bitch. You're gonna die tonight.
Like that is. Now you're just threatening a woman. Like,
yeah, no.
This is like not. This is worse than slashing tires or whatever.
Yeah, and this is where D comes in and is like, "You're a complete sociopath." Russ, did you look up sociopath?
No, I didn't. But before we go there,
I
do want to say that Kaylee is in tears.
Like, oh yeah, when he
she's
shows
like
up the apartment,
wildly distraught, and Dennis is smiling as she's hugging him.
Yeah, we should say like in the
no more unsettling than that, right?
Yes, absolutely. And we should say in the reenactment we see like Dennis on like a payphone. We see him on like
that's right.
Like coming to the house. Like he's doing kind of everything that he's saying, but they don't really show him do the tires or anything. It really just starts at the payphone.
Right.
But I looked up a sociopath, and a sociopath is a person with a personality disorder manifesting itself in extreme antisocial attitudes and behavior and a lack of conscience. So, I don't know. A lack of conscience, I would say, fits Dennis.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, he is aware of the consequences of things sometimes, but whether or not he cares is like
he lacks empathy.
Part.
Yeah, he has no empathy or anything like that. Yeah. So naturally, she's gonna want to take the relationship to the next level in this situation. But what you want to do is the exact opposite. You want to pull back, and that brings us to the next N, which is neglect emotionally. Stop taking her calls.
Cancel all your plans. Maybe that fictional angry neighbor you simulated comes back, and this time you're not around to cool him off.
Welcome to hell.
Wow.
And now Dennis,
she's just like crying on her couch because she answered a phone. Like, you shouldn't be like, that is just too much.
And Dennis starts now within the reenactment flashback thing. Dennis is on the payphone,
right,
and he's maniacally laughing like in the phone after he says that. And they cut back to inside the bar at the presentation, and Dennis is maniacally laughing
even harder.
Like, I can't even describe to you what that does for my comedy brain. Like, it lights up. Like, that transition is ingrained into me in the same way a Simpsons joke is ingrained in me. In the same way, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like in the same way Simpsons taught me what comedy is. That right there taught me, okay, that's like another piece of a comedy puzzle.
It's going so far that it's funny.
Yes, like they cut back and he's laughing maniacally to the gang about like what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like he thought it was
what he's his story that he just told, and now like he just jumps right back into the seminar though, which is like icing on the cake because he just keeps it moving.
Yeah,
like he doesn't just stop with that crazy laugh.
Yeah.
He goes right back into the seminar, and he's like, "Now this is gonna frighten the shit out of her, okay? You're gonna get her all mixed up because you're not there to protect her." She'll start questioning her self-worth. She'll start questioning her self-esteem. And that's the perfect time to
inspire hope. That's right. We flip over to the I, which is inspire hope. And we see Dennis like... This is like an 80s movie or some shit.
This is like John Cusack.
Yeah, have you ever been like outside of a woman's window, like pleading for her to love you? Like, if I was ever in that situation, I'd be like, "This is like manufactured. Like, this doesn't act like you know what I mean. Like, this doesn't happen." So you see Dennis sitting, he's like on his knees at one point, but he's like outside her window. And I love the view. It's her POV looking down at him. I love that. Yeah, I love the angle
so good.
Looking down at him.
And he's like, baby. And
he sounds like he's crying. He sounds like he's crying. And he basically apologizes, and he wants her, it says like, I'm ready to love you. And
yeah, he was scared, but now he needs you. And naturally,
they bang. And they cut to this love scene here. Now, Ross, do you know what this is? This love scene.
I know the song. And that's about it. I don't know if this is a reference specifically. Please indulge
This is basically a shot-for-shot love scene from the movie Top Gun.
Oh, okay.
I've
never seen Top Gun.
I have to make a confession. Yeah, I've actually never seen Top Gun either. It's just one of those movies that I missed. It just skipped me by.
I'm going to have to open another list of movies I've never seen and put this on.
I know.
That Midnight Run. I've never seen that.
I've never seen that either.
We should watch both of these together.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it. Another time we just watched like all the Fast and the Furious because we were like, we never seen any of these. People like these movies.
We got to the second one, I think.
Tokyo Drift. But then I skipped forward. Like those new ones are real fun, but.
Oh yeah, I think I watched number 5.
So Take My Breath Away by Berlin starts playing, and they have this like blue draped background, and the way they fall back on the bed. This is exactly like you can look up on YouTube this sex scene, and you can watch the Always Sunny. Like I watched it like kind of like right next to each other, and they're like basically the same exact thing. So it is a Top Gun.
Oh, that is so cool! I did not know that.
What an interesting thing to throw in like a
shot
for shot parody of Top Gun.
But that's like Dennis's perception of what happened,
Yes, exactly, yes.
Like we made this love scene that was just like the one from Top Gun.
I gotta say that song. I love that. Like, what is making that noise? Is that a guitar or a bass? A wah 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 wah, whatever that is. Like, this is a cool song. Like, I like the song. Take My Breath Away by Berlin.
I don't know enough about music.
Really. Yeah, that's true. I don't know how guitars work. Never mind some sort of distorted
other music device.
Yeah. So yeah, and this is of course the best bang of them all because it's very emotional for her. She thinks she's broke through to someone who was afraid to love, and he slinks. This is where he takes a chance to. He uses the term slink to slink out into the night.
I like this. I like that word so much that I used it again later in my notes.
Yeah, slink. It is a great word. To slink off into the night. And Russ, just like the laugh, the transition laugh, him fading out and putting on his shirt and going out the window is another thing that's just ingrained in my head. Like I feel like if we were doing an improv. Bandit. It's so in my head. Like, if we were doing an improv scene where I was like sneaking out of bed at night, I would like put my I'd sneak out the same kind of way
and then climb
out the window. Yeah, it's just like, well, he doesn't need to go out the window.
Well, the funny thing I think about him going out the window is she lives on a second-story apartment.
She lives like on a second-story apartment. Yeah, and like he
so
I don't
did that
think
happen?
He came,
no,
I don't think he came in the window. And this is where we come out of it. Mac says separate entirely, and because he's later on we realize and he's heard this seminar before.
Yeah, he's very familiar.
So we get to the last letter S, separate entirely.
Yes, Mac. That's right.
D.E.N.N.I.S. Separate entirely. D.E.N.N.I.S. The D.E.N.N.I.S system. That, my friends, is the key to winning any girl's heart.
Oh, yeah? Better than I remember it.
Oh, good.
Are you kidding me? You are not winning their hearts. You're torturing them, and they end up hating you.
Actually, Dee, they end up loving me more than they ever thought was possible.
And you set it up so you can get these chicks back at any time, huh?
That's exactly right, Charlie. You're really picking up on this. I'm proud of you, bud.
Okay, there's no way that girl's gonna come back to you after what you just put her through.
Oh, I could absolutely get that girl back anytime I want. I just choose not to.
I 100% guarantee you this girl's finished with you.
Well, I take that as a challenge, Dee, and I accept that challenge. I'll have her back by the end of the day.
Yeah, D, you just don't get it, okay? This is what men do.
Yeah.
This is what men do.
This is men stuff,
Yeah,
Dee.
men stuff.
Men stuff.
You're probably getting Dennis right now by that new boyfriend of yours, and you don't even know it.
What boyfriend? She don't have a boyfriend.
Yes, I do. Ben, you know, the online soldier that I met. We're back together now. So.
What? That dude wouldn't date you after what you put him through? Maybe he'd Dennis you, but he wouldn't date you.
He's not Dennising me. He's in the car right now. I told him to wait for me.
So D.E.N.N.I.S, the D.E.N.N.I.S system. And they all start clapping.
Yeah, they're like,
it's like a
wow, that was
presentation.
awesome. Except D.
Yeah. Max says it's better than I remember it. So like Mac has done this seminar.
Sure.
And
He's a
yeah.
student.
And Dee's, laying down the reality, like, no, you're torturing these women. And Charlie just goes here. Charlie just goes like, and dude, you set this up so you can get women back like anytime you want. Like,
That's exactly right, Charlie. You're really picking up on this, bud. I'm proud of you, bro.
I like that he's proud of Charlie. That's good.
Yeah, that's
but
very nice.
I did not pick up on that. I don't see where that's built into this plan. Do you see that built in anywhere?
Not really.
So I don't really understand like where Charlie's like, oh,
Like
so you can get them back. Like, where does that come from?
Does that mean like he has to start over with the D again?
Yes, he does, because he even says, I'm re-dennising this person. He uses the term we're going to quickly, Dennis is going to quickly become a verb, which I absolutely love when they use it as a verb.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's re-dennising. So yeah, I think he has to start from D. Yes, you have to run through them all again.
Yeah.
So yeah, but D's like, no. There's no way you can get her back. Like, there's 100% chance you can't get that back. And that Dennis sees that as a challenge.
And I accept that challenge. I'll have her back by the end of the day.
Yeah, D doesn't get it. Because, D doesn't get this. It's what men do.
This is what men do.
What men do. They start doing these, like, noises. What?
Yeah, they do some, like, cowboy monkey noises. I would say they're braying at one point.
This made me laugh every single time when how dumb they are. Like
Right.
It's just men. Like,
Dennis is doing this like he's like a giant smashing things. Like what is going on?
I don't know.
It's very funny though.
It is so
You can
funny.
see Frank at the end, very entertained.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And what does Dee know anyways? She's probably getting dennised by her new boyfriend. Dentist. It's like now it's like a verb. Like he's getting dentist. Like it's
a verb now. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the way that I love it. He's probably getting dentist by, and we learn here that she is dating Ben the soldier.
Yeah, they're an item now, which I think is interesting. I mean, she's the only character in this series so far that has had two relationships that we know of. Well, actually, Mac has had a relationship as well. Carmen, yeah, Carmen. And Dee has dated the gun guy, the very self-involved gun guy.
That's right, yeah.
And now Ben the soldier. Can we think of any other relationships?
Yeah, not really. It's not like Seinfeld where they'd have a different girlfriend every week, both George and Jerry.
And Elaine. Yeah.
In Elaine, yeah. It's not like that on the show. It's like they don't really have that. They don't have that many outside people, and then when they do, it's a close knit, and they come back.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. Or maybe it's an indication that they're just so unlikable.
Yeah, I think that is part of it. Yeah, it's really this like they are like forced to live in this hell that is each other. So she's dating Ben, and in fact, He's out inside. He's out in the car.
And they can't believe that. They're like, "Oh, really? We have to go see for ourselves."
And I think the look, though, I think the part of the look is really because we've been in here for like 4 hours doing this presentation. I think that is part of the look. So then we see Ben has been waiting outside in a car, and Dee starts to think she's being Dennised. Yeah, we cut outside and we see Ben in the car here.
Yeah, we get this awesome shot from inside Ben's car looking out into the bar.
Oh, yeah.
And we see the gang exit the bar, and I don't know if you noticed this, but I don't know if it's like a depth perception thing, but if you look through the doorway where they came from, you'll see that there's a wall almost like 5 feet behind them, which doesn't exist if you're standing in the bar.
Yeah, well, because that outside shot is like some street in L.A., so they're just coming out of whatever that building that is.
Yeah, you would think that would match.
Yeah,
the location is what I'm saying. There is no wall in the bar like that.
Yeah. I don't think that they thought anyone would watch it episode by episode, scene by scene, and break down every moment that happens.
No, but like, if you're looking in the bar, that wall doesn't exist.
Yeah. Ross, write them a letter.
I already did. They haven't gotten back to me, which means they haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to go there and give it to them myself.
Yeah, you've given it to managers, their lawyers.
That's right. Their spouses, their moms.
But you're right. We do have a nice shot of inside the car with Ben. It's like we're in there with Ben as like everybody's coming out
in his like weird solitude.
He's just like Putty. He's just sitting there looking for it. Except for Putty.
That's a good comparison. He is kind of like a Putty.
And
he's like a happy, chipper Putty.
And we should say Putty from Seinfeld, one of Elaine's famous boyfriends.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Warburton, incredible actor.
Great.
So yeah, he's sitting in his car. He's just smiling straight forward, and they're like, D, why didn't you tell him to roll the windows down?
She's like, well, I didn't tell him to sit here with the windows up or down. You know, he's not the smartest guy in the world, but you know what? Like,
now it's funny because like that first episode, Gang Wrestles the Troops, we don't get that much sense of Ben. We get like a little bit of him. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
But his dim-wittedness does retroactively fit into that episode, and then now he always kind of does seem like he's a little dim-witted.
Yeah. No, he's playing that up to 100 now.
Well, what is it with Ben? Is he just like so nice? Is he dim-witted? Is he just really nice? Like, what is it?
I think he's happy-go-lucky, looks at the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Like, I really think he is a positive person, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, he's 100% a good guy.
Yeah.
Has a ulterior motive at all.
So they start thinking, like, okay, you're being Dennis. Like, this is happening. And Dennis wants to know, I can assume you guys have engaged physically?
Oh, well, of course we've engaged physically over and over, but, I mean, look at that body. It's stupid.
Look at that body. It's stupid. I love that term. It's stupid. Like, it's saying it's stupid for something that you like. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's like, it's like saying it's ridiculous.
It's a term of endearment.
Yeah. It's like, it's saying like, oh, it's like if I say like, oh, that's stupid good. You know what I mean? Like, oh, wow. Like, it's like, I love that. Look at that body. It's stupid.
I kind of like that.
I love it. I love it so much. And this is where he notices D and rolls down the window and says hi to the gang.
Mm-hmm.
And
you almost done there? You can see he's sweating.
Yeah, he's sweating. She got, as she puts it, caught up in a story.
Could have told him.
That's what she phrased was going on in there. Caught up in a story. But Ben's like, do you want me to come in?
No, I don't. You just stay right there, and you know what? I'll text you when I'm wrapping up, and you can crank the AC and cool the car off for me.
What is Dee's problem?
I don't know. I think she's afraid the gang's gonna ruin it. And she
Yeah,
said
that could be it,
in that
yeah.
episode, like, I don't want you guys to ruin this for me.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, that's probably is what it is. And they're like, all right, you're getting played. And I love when Charlie like thinks like he's jumping onto what Dennis is saying and like trying to also sound smart, like big time. You're getting played big time.
And so in the scene, we've established that I think Dennis thinks that, or the guys think that Ben is Dennising D, right? Because they've already onto E. They've engaged physically, right?
Yeah. So now he's nurturing dependence, I think.
Yes, and I think that's what D is like looking out for later on when they're on that date.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, because as they do go back into the bar here, you see Dee look over at the car, and they're in her head now.
Yeah, totally. Like when she was dating that rapper.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, they got
Like, now
in her
she's
head.
questioning herself again. Like, did I make a bad choice? But it's not. It's always the game. Like, she'll never learn that for real. Like,
she should stop hanging out with them.
Well, she's not a good person either.
That's true. That's true. So then, over at the pharmacy, Dennis tries and fails to win Kaylee back. Ross, you got anything on Kaylee? Because Kaylee has entered the real world.
Okay. Jill Latiano, or Jill Howerton. Yes, Glenn Howerton's wife. Born 1981 from Manhattan, New York. You can see her in episodes of Community, Roommates, in the movie Fired Up. She was in Drake and Josh, Ugly Betty, Epic Movie, and Rescue Me.
So she's great in this episode. And, I mean, this is such an obvious thing, but it's pointed out. It was pointed out on every trivia thing I looked at.
Is it my trivia?
What do you mean?
Because I have a trivia fact, and I thought I came up with it, but I did not look it up.
That there's 3 couples in this episode?
Oh no. I have a different thing. It's a location thing.
Oh, it's just that, Glenn Howerton and Caitlin, and then, and the waitress and Charlie, and Mary.
They're all 3 couples, of course.
Yeah, so, and I guess Rhea Perlman, Frank's wife, has never been on an episode of Always Sunny, but she was in some, like, I don't know what it was. It was some short Funny or Die or something they did with Charlie Day.
That would be great to get them all in. There's no excuse not to.
I know.
They have to do it at one point.
Yeah.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool. Like, I don't know. But I did have a little, like, fun, stupid fact. They do show a shot of the pharmacy from the outside, and it's a Philadelphia location. It's called Bertolino's Pharmacy. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, please.
But when they go inside, you can see a sign right behind Kaylee that says Brooks and Whalen Pharmacy, which is in Pasadena, California. Oh. So I thought it was interesting. Like, you see 2 like pharmacy like logos back to back.
Yeah.
But I get that trying to play authentic.
Yeah, and because they like we've talked about this, obviously way early on in the seasons when this all comes up for the first time, but they do have they do send people to Philly to do like establishing shots and like outside stuff.
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
But like all the other most stuff inside is in
LA.
Yeah, it's kind of split between the two. So yeah, that nice catch, incredible. That was a really good catch, Ross. That
impressed you?
I'm gonna buy you a coffee.
Just one?
Yeah, one small. One small coffee.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
Dennis comes up here with a prescription again, and he says
he kind of like creeps up.
He kind of like pops in the frame. Yeah, he kind of like
yeah. She closes out a transaction, and then like he just creeps up.
And he's like got this like sobby voice on, and he's apologizing. And,
yeah, it's like this shaky voice.
Yeah, and his Nana, took a turn for the worse, and he's been in a bad place.
Doesn't know what he'd do if she died.
Well, Kaylee doesn't think that his grandma exists.
What a bold statement.
And then as she walks away, Dennis drops the whole act. He's like, excuse me. Like, he's not sobby anymore or anything. Mm-hmm. He's like kind of nervous.
Changes his tune real quick. He's like, you doubting me? You doubting my perfect lies?
Yeah, like and he's almost confused. Like, how is this happening?
Yeah, he's thrown off his game.
And she looked into it, and there's not even a Dr. Toboggan. His name, Toboggan.
Isn't a toboggan like a sled or something?
It's spelled T-O in the subtitles. It's spelled Toboggin. Toboggan. Oh. I don't know how a toboggan the sled is spelled, but yeah, that's what it sounds like, a toboggan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this name Dr. Toboggan and later Mantis Toboggan, you forget it's from this episode because he uses it like again. Like it's not the last time we hear this, but like it's just like it's so funny. Like and how how the name Dr. Mantis Toboggan forms is so funny to me. But yeah, so his doctor is Dr. Toboggan, and she couldn't find him because he's not based in Philly.
Yeah, he's not based in Philly. I'm going to call him because if he's still giving people prescriptions on that pad, those people can get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
and he does this like hand slap.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, this is it. I got to go away.
And like the way he says this though, like, because she points out that it says Philadelphia on the pad, and and if he's not based in Philadelphia, where is he getting these? Where is he getting the prescription
made?
from?
I think he's going to a printer.
No, I'm saying if Dr. Toboggan really existed and he wasn't based in Philly, where is he getting these pieces of paper? He's driving outside of Philly to get these prescriptions and driving back into Philly to fill them. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
I mean, I think the location would be printed on them.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting.
It's a weird thing. I don't really know shit about prescriptions. I think they do it all online now. So
yeah, probably. And but the way he goes, like, if he's still using those pads, the people that use those can get in a lot of trouble.
Right.
It's almost like he's saying, I'm gonna get in trouble. Don't rat on me or something. You know what I mean? Sort of like he's almost saying like those, like I could be in a lot of trouble, so please don't do anything about this. It's like strange how he's like,
yeah, he's back.
Those people can be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, not me, but
not
those
me.
Other people.
Yeah. Those people. The way he says, like those people
that aren't getting
him.
prescriptions for their fake grandmother could get in a lot of trouble.
And he just kind of walks away here with that little slap.
What a weird, awkward way to leave a conversation, too.
He is so thrown off.
Yeah, his game is upside down right now.
Dennis is a good, he's a good mastermind, like planner, but he's not a good improviser.
Yeah, he's not ready for the unknown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, So as Dennis is leaving, he bumps into Mac, who has his own system, and Mac is there because he's swooping in.
That's right.
So he reveals he's got his own system here, the Mac. Move in after completion. There's something about the first part of it. Move in is 2 words, but the other ones are just 1 word. And it's just there's something
it's
about
just
that.
an acronym for convenience for Mac. It's not really a system.
Yeah, move in after completion. Yeah, and we find out that he pretends to be like a intellectual, like best friend, and he provides these women a shoulder to cry on, and then he humps them. That's his system, basically.
You've been humping these girls after I'm done with them?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
Weird use of the word hump.
Yeah, hump. Yeah, definitely. And there's this like little, and he also says like, why do you think I'm reading those books and shit? So it's like all that was true. That stuff
during the spider routine.
During the spider routine, and this idea of like, I love the way like is something subtle about Rob McElhenney's acting here, where when Dennis says, I thought you were my wingman, and the way he goes like, no. Like no, I'm swimming in your wake, like. The way that he says no, it sounds like he's hearing I'm your wingman for the first time. Right? He's like, no, because he thinks about it. No, I don't know why you think that. Yeah.
But what I am doing is swimming in your wake.
Swimming in your wake is also a great phrase. So then Frank bumps into Dennis and Mac and reveals he's there for the scraps.
Dennis is like, what are you here doing? What are you doing here?
Well, when Frank first walks up, he goes, "Hey, what are you 2 dickheads doing here? You 2 dickheads." Funny. It's such like a wait. What are you 2 dickheads doing here? It's so funny. Like, how do you write that? And Ross, he's got his Magnum condoms. He's got his water hundreds. He's ready to plow.
You should see him feast. He's like a mantis.
Ross, I looked up a mantis feasting. I Googled a mantis feasting, and I found a video that's titled "A Mantis Feasting," and it's a mantis eating, like, I don't know what it's eating. It looks like a half of a beetle or something.
How long did you watch this for? You sicko.
And I watched this video, and Ross, there's nothing particularly interesting or disgusting or weird about the mantis feasting. It just eating just looks pretty normal. Oh. So when Max says,
so it's not like a huge
like
event.
A frenzy or like a frenzy. Like when he says you should see, because Max says when you should see him feast. He's like a mantis.
Right. It almost seems like an unprecedented thing. Like, oh my god.
I don't know why he uses. I don't know why he picks mantis.
Maybe it's just a funny sounding phrase.
Yeah, yeah. You see a feast that's like a mantis. Like I was watching this video while I was pretty stoned, and it was kind of a. It was kind
Really?
of a. And it was kind of a high thought. But I thought, wow, like this this bug, this animal, this insect is eating. Like, it has to eat and chew and swallow just like we do. And like everything has to eat, chew, and swallow. Like, why did nature do that? And I was thinking, like, wow, everything just has to eat, like in the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's interesting. It's all the same way. I mean, not all of it, but like the mass majority: teeth, chew, and swallow.
Right, and they have like hand-like.
And that's
I don't know.
yeah.
So it's almost like not too far from what we do. I think that's what scares people the most. Is they're like, oh my god, they see themselves a little bit.
Yeah,
really.
it's kind of like, I was like, me and this mantis aren't so far apart.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you're totally disgusting beasts.
Yo, you should see us feast. So, and then this.
You should see us feast. We're like Eric's.
Yeah, that's what
You
they're
think
saying to each other.
mantises say that?
I don't know. You could totally cut this out if you want, or whoever's editing. But just you just saying that, we were. This is going back so long ago, 20 years ago, watching A Bug's Life, the movie A Bug's Life, with a couple of friends.
Yeah.
And our friend Juan, he goes at the end of the movie, like the ants' tunnel floods, and one of the ants is giving the other ants CPR because it was like kind of drowning. And this is like the end of the movie, dude. There's 10 minutes left of the movie, and my friend Juan goes. Juan goes, how would an ant know CPR?
Oh, after that?
Yeah,
after
we were
the
like,
whole
dude,
movie,
we're like, dude, they've
they're
been
like
running
talking
around
and shit.
talking. Yeah, I'm like, dude, they've been doing all kinds of crazy shit this whole movie. Like, they just had a war with grasshoppers. Like, how does
There's
ant
one that
know
looks like
CPR?
Sylvester Stallone.
Yo, how does
Do you remember
this ant
that?
know yeah, I think that was Ants, though. Was that the movie Ants?
All right. Sorry, I got the wrong bug movie.
I could be wrong, actually. I don't know. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Just remind me of that. But so, yeah, Frank's like face lights up here. He likes that. You know what? Call him Mantis. He likes this. It is a cool nickname, Mantis.
It does this like Hannibal Lecter noise. Did you notice that?
No, not really. No.
Yeah, call me that from now on. Mantis.
And now Dennis does this thing here where like Glenn Howerton actually does this a lot in his acting, and it's so good because it seems so real. Where he says, "Nobody's gonna call you man," and he doesn't finish it. He doesn't say
Yeah, he
Mantis.
doesn't finish sentences, which I think it makes it sound so conversational and real.
Yeah. He doesn't finish his thoughts. Like, he kind of like, because he's moving on to the next one. Like, we're not gonna call you man. Like, he just even like he
Like
almost
he's
says,
past
like,
it already because we already know we're not going to do that anymore. Like,
And
I don't
it's
even know
almost
why
like-
I'm saying it out loud.
yeah, why am I even saying this to you? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He's like halfway through. He's like, why? I don't even need to say this to you. Yeah, exactly. It's strange. And they're right. They're all going to back off. They're going to back off because it's a delicate ecosystem. Let's just let Dennis do his thing so they don't upset the balance.
Yeah, and then we'll come in for seconds and scraps.
Yeah.
Magnum condoms and water hundreds. Idiot. I just like him standing there
Yeah.
saying that.
Yeah. Ready to plow. Yeah, so at some sort of park, Ben takes Dee on a surprise picnic.
I would say this is not a park.
Where are they?
It looks like they're like in the woods, kind of.
Dee calls it a landfill at one point.
Well, a park would indicate like other people around, maybe, or maybe it's a
Well,
natural
parks are
park.
huge. Like, think how big some parks are. You can find little secluded places. I was going to ask Russ, have you ever been on a picnic?
No,
I have been on a picnic, very similar to this.
prove it.
I gotta go.
What was a picnic like? Did you go to like a Boston Common, or did you go to like a natural park?
The one I'm thinking of, we were in New Hampshire, but it was like
Okay.
a you know how like Soldiers Field in Chelsea, Mass.
Yeah, sure.
What is that? Is that a park? What is that? It's like a field that you can just go to. It's a field.
I would
right?
say it's like a common.
Yeah, that's basically where I went. It was something like that. It
Okay.
was just like, it wasn't like a park, but it was just like grass and trees,
Open
open
yeah.
field. People
Yeah.
can do whatever. Yeah. That is kind of what I think he's at, is like something like that.
It looks a little more woodsy to me, especially when Dee starts slinking into the woods.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And I do love that she does call it a landfill. I think, but she's just trying to disparage what's happening.
Sure. I mean, it looks nice.
So yeah, she comes being led over here. She's blindfolded, and Ben is wearing jean shorts, familiar looking jean shorts.
Classic look.
Yeah. So this starts it. This is where we see this. This is the beginning.
Yeah, this is the first time we see him, like from the waist down.
Now there is absolutely no mention of the jean shorts,
perfect though, isn't it?
That they don't mention it. Yeah. Yeah.
If they mention it, it becomes tacky to me.
Yeah, they trust the audience.
Yeah, the audience is smart enough to know that they're never being offensive, and they don't have to point out obvious shit.
Yeah, and and if the person doesn't notice, well,
they kind of don't want them. That joke wasn't for you then.
Yeah, who cares? It doesn't matter if you got it or not. You know what I mean?
This episode is funny enough that you don't need to get the insides.
They do a lot of stuff like that where they just don't. They'll call something back, or something will be in a certain way, and but they never draw attention to it. To
me, the subtlety of that is what makes it truly funnier than, I don't know, like something like Friends or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
even though I've never watched Friends, I don't know. Yeah, they do things like that, but their subtle callbacks are incredible. Even to have the Philly guys that like beat up people come back and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's unprecedented. They would never do that on other shows.
Something a show you and I love, obviously, Seinfeld.
Yes.
And Seinfeld doesn't even do I think Seinfeld would
call it out,
call attention to it. Yes, this is from they'd say, oh, I don't know, I can't think of an example.
But I think they would even find a way to not do it obnoxiously.
I agree, but Always Sunny will just not say anything.
And to me, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful joke.
The one I think about when I think about that is the background of The Nightman Cometh being Charlie's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody going like, what is this? You painted this to look like your apartment? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just unmentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's incredible. I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, they don't need to be said.
The show lets you figure it out on your own, which is what I like about this type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I like to do the extra work.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you know Ben, you know that he was a recipient of jean shorts, and seeing him wear them is enough.
I mean, he wore them in the episode he got them, but that makes sense because the joke is they gave it to him, he's wearing them. But then to go forward,
only see him wearing them, yes, perfect.
Well, we should say the saying goes, I believe, that once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, and 3 times a pattern. So the third time, you know what I mean? That's why everything you got to do the 3s. The third time is the pattern. But we do have the second one.
We're talking about Always Sunny, and I don't think that's a coincidence.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So okay. So yeah, we see Ben here, and he takes off her blindfold, and he took her on a picnic. Look at this little picnic. A little basket, little bottle of champagne.
Dude, it's adorable, and she's like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, what?
He's like, I set up a picnic. Do you not like picnics? I feel so bad for Ben.
I know. I'm on to you, guy. She's like, all right, I'm on to you, guy. You take me to some landfill? She's like, no, I'm out of here. I don't need this. But she does take the champagne. That's champagne, right, or wine?
I think it's wine. I'm gonna say it's wine. It makes more sense to be.
Let's say
champagne is more of a celebration thing.
So she grabs a bottle of wine and she's like, "Okay."
Do you want a glass?
No, she doesn't want a glass. And this is we get this frantic back and forth between the both of them, where she's trying to storm off, and Ben's really kind of confused about what's happening, and just wants
to be nice and
just wants to do the right thing. Yeah, So she doesn't want to ride from him. She's gonna take the bus
fare.
You give her bus fare now. The bus fare doesn't even come out here.
All right, then I'll walk then.
Well, those heels, they look very nice.
Here, take my boots. Stop it! Stop trying to make me depend on you.
And she starts storming away. She starts storming away here, and then she says she doesn't need any help. She's fine on her own, and she takes a bit of a tumble.
Right away. Her shoes betray her, and she goes down the hill flying.
Some nice physical comedy. Russ, do you a very Homer Simpson thing to do? Do you think do you think that was a stunt double?
It kind of looks like her at the end. I'm gonna say it's her.
And the way she rolls into that last kind of bush seems like a Caitlin Olsen,
choice.
Physical comedy move. Yes, I be very I didn't see any of the info I looked up. I didn't see anything about a stunt double.
I'm gonna say it's her. It really does look like her, and also the mannerisms kind of and noises. I don't know, it just feels like her.
Well, if that's her, that is a great bit of physical acting. That's like...
I mean, she's done it before. I remember she headbutted a car.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right when she fell out
So she's
of the
not
store.
afraid of some physical comedy. She did get a stunt double for the belly flop.
True.
Remember?
That's true. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah.
The jackknife, rather. Not the belly flop. The jackknife.
I used to do sweet jackknife stuff.
Wicked jackknives, bro.
So then at the waitress apartment, she comes home to find Charlie tearing apart her garbage disposal. Whoa, look who's home.
I forgot this scene was coming up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's such a weird
one. It sneaks up
too.
on you. It's what sneaks up on you. We get like a quick little what everyone is doing. Like we get so I actually forgot to talk about this a little bit earlier because it was something I was thinking of. But after we get through the dentist system, like the scene where we go outside and see Ben inside the car, that's like where the episode starts.
Yeah, truly. I mean,
the
everything else up until that is a
cold open,
like a 8-minute cold open.
Yeah,
we need
because
to teach everybody what's
the dentist system.
Everything. Yeah, the dentist system before we move on.
Yeah, we go out and see it applied. But yeah, so the episode feels like it doesn't really even start until like 7 minutes in, and then everything has happened so quickly after this, where we get one scene to establish what everybody is doing before we all converge on the fair.
Right. We get to see everyone fail, and then we come back at the bar, and then we go back to the fair to try to solve everybody's problems.
It happens very, very quickly. It's interesting. Like, normally this would have been broken down to a couple scenes each.
Yeah, we would see Charlie hammering away at trying to fix it up with the waitress, but...
Well, she's home now, and he starts getting out from underneath her sink, and she's going to call the police.
What the hell? What the hell are you doing, Charlie?
She kind of is, like, not, like... She, like, knew it was him, like, right away.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
like,
well... She has so many restraining orders. Like, who else could this be?
And why doesn't she just call the police?
I don't know. He sort of convinces her not to. He's like, oh, well, hang on a second there.
And he's got this giant bag of hair.
Is that a bag of hair? Have you been breaking into my apartment and shoving hair into my sink?
Yeah, because he's just there to fix the garbage disposal, as he says. And when she does say that, he's like, whoa, we're getting off topic. Like, they weren't really even on a topic or anything.
Yeah. She was about to call the police because he broke in and took apart his sink.
Yeah. Why can't you just focus on the amount of value he is demonstrating? Like, he's using Dennis's words.
Too obviously.
Yeah, he doesn't really know how to, like, apply this info.
Right, he's creating a problem and then trying to fix that problem that he's created to demonstrate value. Like, he's going such a long way to achieve this one thing.
Yes, yeah, he's doing it all wrong. And she's like, just, leave, get out of here. And I love this little, like, you sure the garbage disposal? Yeah, get out of here. Because it's a lot worse than when I got here.
Just
like,
get out of here.
It's in worse shape than when I got here.
Yeah, he's like, it's way worse.
And...
I like the blouse you're wearing. Is that
a blouse?
What is that? Is that modern?
Very, very modern. But no, it's a uniform from her job, and it's ugly.
So what's this new job?
I don't even know why she tells him this when she works at the fair.
Like, he does such a smooth job of changing the topic of conversation that she's like, all right, I guess I got to answer these questions now.
Well, she's working at the fair.
Working at the fair.
Yeah.
Look at us, I'm a plumber. You're a fair worker. They go well together, right?
He thinks he's a plumber.
Well, he's a stalker.
She kicks him out. So then back at Patty's, Dennis gets frustrated with no one knowing how to run his system, so he comes up with a way everyone can get what they want.
I don't know. I did everything right, and I can't get past the letter D, dude.
Okay. Well, what did you do exactly?
I broke into her place. I ripped her sink apart. I brought a bag of hair. You know what I mean? And I come across looking like a total jerk.
Yeah, of course, because nothing that you just described sounds correct.
These are totally the type of things you're talking about, slashing a girl's tires and doing scary voices.
Do you know anything about plumbing?
No. Maybe it's just over my head, the system, Maybe I should just stick to stalking. Maybe that's my system. She got a job at the fair. It could be fun to stalk around a fair.
Jesus Christ on the cross, you look like shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's because I spent the night in the woods trying to demonstrate my independence.
Oh, okay, clearly none of you have any idea how to run my system. God damn, all right, I'm gonna get everybody what they want, including myself. Let me just think for a second. Let me just work something out here, and then...
What's he doing?
Just shut up and let him work. We're going to the fair. That will provide the perfect setting for all of our needs to be met. Charlie, you'll demonstrate your value to the waitress by winning a prize at her booth.
Good, dude. Then I give her the prize, and that's good.
No, that's dead wrong, actually. You're going to take the prize and award it to the bustiest woman you could find. Okay, your indifference to the waitress will only make you more attractive to her. Now, D, because of your ridiculous missteps, you actually have no value. So your only hope is to lower Ben's value. You're going to do this by flirting with a carny in front of him.
Oh, gosh, yeah, I don't know if I want to deal with a carny.
No one likes dealing with carnies, and that's why Frank will pose as one. Now, Mac, you're the final piece in this puzzle. I need you to resume your role as the thoughtful roommate and invite Kaylee out to the fair. There I shall be waiting to win back her heart.
How are you gonna do that?
I gotta get myself a grandmother.
So we start off here with Charlie being like, I did everything right. Like, I don't know. I did everything right, and he can't get past D.
Yeah, he broke into her place. He ripped apart her sink. He brought it back a
The
hair.
hair. I mean, he did everything right.
He comes across looking like a total jerk. Poor Charlie.
And I love Dennis's like confusion of like, well, yeah, none of that sounds right.
Well, you talk about slashing tires, doing scary voices.
See, yeah, this is where he got mixed up about like what is
what is what?
What is what? Yeah, like he's like real mixed up about it.
Like he's using things from like the third level to apply into the first level. And
yeah, and he's coming off looking like a jerk. So I love Max real quick. Like, do you know anything about plumbing?
I don't know, dude. Maybe it's just over my head. Maybe I should just stick to stalking. Maybe that's my system.
Yeah, that's his system. Yeah, he basically does say that's his system. Yeah, stalking.
Yeah. She got a job at the fair. I could stalk her at the fair.
Yeah, he says, does he say that could be fun? That could be fun. And then D comes in looking real rough here. And we find out that she spent the night in the woods trying to demonstrate her independence.
Jesus Christ on the cross. You look like shit.
That is such a Frank. And D does look pretty rough.
Yeah, she looks dirty as hell.
And Dennis gets so frustrated here. Like, clearly none of you know how to do this system. Like, and he's going to come up with an idea that everyone can get what they want, including himself. And then he just sort of goes into this trance.
Yeah, he goes into this like meditative, like
he starts like conducting
process. He looks like Doctor Strange in a weird way.
I was gonna say he looks like Doctor Strange in Infinity War, where he's looking at all the different timelines.
Yeah.
That's what, and that is what Dennis is doing. Like he has his hands out and he's plucking things, and he's being like, if I move this person here and I put that person there, like he's like going like
orchestrator.
Yeah, he's like,
and
seeing
we do
all
get
the
that beautiful
paths.
music in the background.
Yeah, I couldn't really find what symphony that was, like exactly what song that was.
Oh, I did on the Always Sunny wiki.
Oh, you found that? Oh, go.
Yeah. The artist is called Bizette, and the song is called Habanera from an opera called Carmen.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, and he's like, he's got his hands out and he's like plucking things. He's thinking of all the different ways this could go and how this is gonna happen. And the music is going along, and the music comes this like big crescendo. And then Ross, any other show would have him say it right away. Crescendo. We get a beat. We wait. We're going to the fair. Like the way they the way they like reveal that, like the crescendo and then the pause. I love it so much.
Of it.
And this him like, and when he starts doing his like trance thing, D's like, what the hell? Like, what is he doing? Like, let him work. Let him work. Let him work. And like as if Mac has seen him do this before.
Oh,
you know,
of course. Like his grandmaster plans.
And Charlie's like putting his hand up, like wait, just like wait for him. And like this is another thing that is like so instilled. Like this is one of my top like Dennis moments. Like this is up there with like I'm not allowed. Like I love this like him pulling the strings, and I wish he would do this more often. Like going through this. Like,
it would be a cool like every once in a while. It has to be like every 4 seasons.
When he really needs it.
Yeah.
Like when he really needs to pull something out.
You have to pull deep for some big plan.
So they're gonna go to the fair, okay? And he has this plan. Charlie, to win the affection of the waitress, he's gonna win a prize at her booth,
and then he'll give her the prize. Right? That's good.
No, that's exactly wrong. He's gonna award that prize to the bustiest woman. They have this thing
that
where
he can
busty,
find.
whoever's the bustiest, yeah. Like, busty is such high value to them.
Especially this season. They go nuts with large-breasted women.
Yeah. And so he's going to... And then, his indifference to the waitress is only going to endear her more to him.
Sure.
Is his angle.
Logic, yeah.
Dee, though, because of her recent, failures, she has no value. Dee has no value.
Poor Dee.
So her only thing she can do is lower Ben's value, and she'll do that by flirting with a carny.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to deal with a carny.
No one does. That's why Frank will pose as a carny. Like, the way Dennis says this is so there's something about it. And okay, so Frank's gonna pose as the carny.
We get a nice thumbs up from Frank.
Thumbs up from Frank.
He's happily going along.
And then and he wants Mac to resume his role of the intellectual roommate, the caring roommate.
Sure.
And when he's gonna meet them all at the fair, and he's gonna win back Kaylee's heart.
How are you gonna do that?
He's gonna go get a grandma. He's gonna go get a grandma. And it's a great reveal. It's a great way to end that scene. To go it's just really good. But it's interesting where he phrases this as, "I'm gonna come up with a way where everyone get what they want." Mac and Frank are left out of what if Mac and Frank getting out of this?
Well, Mac and Frank are getting the ecosystem returning to its natural order.
That's true. Okay, that's true.
Because once Dennis gets back in, Mac can swoop in. Frank can be there for scraps.
That's true. Okay, that's true. Okay, I can see that. Okay.
He's getting Charlie past the letter D. He's reestablishing a hierarchy in D's relationship.
Okay, all right. Good point. Okay.
The only kind of make.
Okay, so then at the fair, we see Charlie and Dennis and Gladys looking for the gang when Charlie sees the waitress and splits off. So these are all really quick scenes. There's a bunch of really quick scenes.
They're lightning quick, and a lot happens. So
yeah,
we have Gladys in the chair. What a great reveal!
Yeah, we had Gladys. Last time we saw her was The Nightman Cometh.
Mm-hmm. Where she played the piano.
Get
very snippy.
Her grandmother had an affair with Susan B. Anthony.
I don't give a shit. We're paying you enough to talk, Gladys.
Now, Ross, do you know anything about Susan B. Anthony?
There's a school in Revere named the Susan B. Anthony School.
There is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's new.
I looked up Susan B. Anthony. A very interesting life. A lot of interesting stuff. She was very on the forefront of women's rights and the suffrage movement, and did a lot of real important, crazy stuff. Lived a very interesting thing. I hate to say this because she is someone who should be remembered and did a lot of good, but whenever I hear Susan B. Anthony,
this is all you can think of?
I think of the Simpsons joke, actually, where
oh, really?
Where Bart is at the comic book store and he's looking at all the new comics, and it's the so-and-so man, the whatever man, and the last book he looks at is Susan B. Anthony Man.
It's a man.
It's a man, yeah.
Wow.
And he's got his shield. He's got a big coin as the shield because she's on a coin. She's on a dollar coin.
Oh, is she? I don't even know that.
Yeah, she was the first woman to be on a U.S. currency. Yeah, she did a lot of real
human rights activism.
Human rights stuff. Yes, and when you read the dates, it's 1920 and not that long ago, kind of. You know what I mean? It's
it's
wow.
about 100 years ago.
That's not that long. I mean, but yeah, so it's interesting. But yeah, so the whole Wikipedia, I didn't see anything about Gladys's grandmother being in a relationship with Gladys's grandmother. I couldn't find any of that in the Wikipedia.
Must not be the right Susan B. Anthony then. You must have been looking at a different Susan B. Anthony's Wikipedia page.
I also gotta say,
because Gladys's grandmother did have an affair.
Oh, I believe it. And I gotta say, the name Susan B. Anthony is a great name. Is that not a great name? Susan B. Anthony.
Yeah, it is.
And I think the middle initial B is great for like your name sounds instantly better, don't you think? Like Ross B. Northrop.
I mean, Susan Anthony? Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
Susan B. Anthony?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Michael Jordan, Michael B. Jordan.
Now you're talking.
Right? Yeah, now we're talking.
Ladies, you know what I'm talking about.
This guy over
Fellas,
there,
take a break.
So yeah, so okay, that's right. So he's pushing Gladys along. So apparently, Gladys is the goal. Like did he go to Gladys because they previously know her from the Nightman Cometh?
Yeah, I mean, she must be a part of like a local actors guild or something like that.
Oh, that's
because they did use her for the other art project they were doing.
Yeah.
The Nightman Cometh.
So then Charlie splits off and he walks up to the waitress and wow, coincidence running into the waitress here.
No, it isn't.
No, it isn't. No, still exciting. So
what a great what a great way to like comb over that. Well, no, but it's exciting, isn't it?
And she's over here, and he obviously has a problem reading what game this is. It's the speed.
I thought that was so funny. Like it's a subtle way to bring up like I can't read. So what game do we have here?
Yeah, speed pitch. Ross, have you done a speed pitch?
I did when I was in, I think, like 3rd grade.
Yeah, I'm bad at speed pitch. I can't throw very fast. I think I could throw fast than Charlie. We find out how fast Charlie's throwing later. I could
like
probably
15.
do faster than that. I think I might be able to do better than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not very good at that. Yeah, he wants to know what prizes do you win here at the speed pitch.
There are no prizes, Charlie. It's just to see how fast can you throw.
That game kind of sucks.
When I played it, it was at Canopy Lake. And if you guessed your speed, you won a prize.
Yeah, I thought that was some component to it. I thought maybe somebody's guessing the speed or something.
So if I can guess my own speed, then you get like 3 throws. And on the third one, if you can guess, you win a prize.
Oh, all right.
And I actually won.
And you did?
Yeah, I'm a big shot.
You said 1.
And I rolled it.
And so Charlie's going to fire off a wicked fastball here to demonstrate his value.
Yep.
A wicked fastball.
Yeah, for anyone that's not in the Boston area, wicked is a term for
anything.
What is that a substitute for, really? Like very or
a lot.
A lot. Very.
You'd be like, oh, that's wicked good.
Really?
Oh, this coffee's wicked tasty, wicked good. Like
it's an adverb that we would just like toss on, like just to emphasize how maybe good something is.
And specifically in a situation of a wicked fastball.
Yeah.
Like that sounds like the situation
very
you
Boston
would use
Red Soxy.
Yeah. He threw a wicked fastball, Ken. Yeah, exactly. And so then we see Dennis and Gladys bumping into Mac and Kaylee. And Mac's telling Kaylee here that when he was a kid, all the other kids used to beat him up and call him bookworm.
I mean, what a bad lie, isn't it?
So like cliche and hacky.
Yeah, it's such a bad lie. Like kids are way better and meaner than to call him bookworm.
And they bump into Dennis here, and he introduces his Nana. This is his Nana.
Yeah, she's on the mend. I wanted to get her out of the house.
My grandmother was a lesbian.
That line is a showstopper, I'll tell you that.
It's kind of like everyone's just quiet. Just like...
Kaylee looks at Dennis, though, in that moment, is like, I don't believe you anymore.
Why does that line make her not his grandmother?
I know, that's what made me, like, so weird. Like, well, she's bad at him in the first place, but, like, if I had seen a grandmother at that point, I would say, you won. Even if you are lying at this point, I give up. Like, you're too good of a liar.
Yeah.
But she, like, still doesn't believe him.
So then we cut over to Dee and Ben as Frank shows up. So we see Ben here, and he's getting his face painted. He's getting his face painted like a lizard.
I like turtles.
Ross,
you know what that's a reference to?
I was going to ask you that because you seem like the one that wouldn't know.
No, I do know. This is a, for anyone that doesn't know, I mean, you should know. This is a reference to a local news story that someone was interviewing a child that got his face painted at a fair.
Hold on a second. This is local? Boston?
No, not local Boston, but like local somewhere.
Okay. I thought you meant it happened around here. Okay, yeah, no, it was like a local news. It's a clip from somewhere, someone's local news.
Right. Yes, that's what I meant. The reporter asked this child, Jonathan, who got his face painted to look like a zombie. She said, "Jonathan, so what do you think about like fair or whatever?" I don't really remember the question, but his answer was, "I like turtles."
I like turtles. Yeah. Very funny. It's just apropos of nothing.
It's just like, yes.
I like turtles. Straight up. Like, deal with it. That's all I want. That's what I'm here to talk about. And what's very funny, though, is that he's painted like a zombie.
Yeah.
It really is like to me, it's the funny part about it, the zombie.
I've seen about it.
I've seen an enamel pin of him that says, "I like turtles."
Oh, wow. He's famous, dude.
Yeah, so they referenced this meme here, 2009.
Well, that video is from 2006.
That's crazy.
Yeah, if it was 2009, that would have been my fact. It would have been a way better fact than the Pope being a dickhead.
I like turtles is something like fiance Katie will still reference. Like, she loves that.
I will never forget it.
So he likes turtles, and Frank comes up here, and Frank's wearing he's got like a shirt and tie on, and Dee's like, "Come on, what are you doing, Frank? You're supposed to be a carny. You're way overdressed."
Yeah, because she spots it. Oh, look at Carney. Yeah, you're way overdressed, and he apparently he has a new angle, which kind of ruins her plans.
Doesn't Ben know Frank?
Yeah. He invited Ben to the wrestling match.
He gave him the shorts.
Personally, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know how Frank was supposed to pretend to be the carny to begin with.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But Frank's got a new angle. So then Frank interrupts Mac and Kaylee and Dennis, and while he's pretending to be a doctor, he tells Dennis he has the HIV. He comes up here, it's Dr. Toboggan.
Frank, what the hell are you doing here?
It's not Frank, actually. It's Mantis. What bad improv
scene. Yeah, what bad.
It's not Frank, actually. It's Mantis. Mantis Toboggan, MD.
I got your test results. You're positive. You get the HIV.
Big time AIDS. Keep saying big
Dennis
time.
just flings Gladys. He lets her go. He pushes her away. He's like, what are you doing here, dude?
Yeah, and this goes from calm to chaos so fast,
like lightning.
Yeah, and they kind of push to the side. They kind of like a conference, like a side conference.
Yeah, they have
here.
a sidebar, and Kaylee's watching on in the background, what the hell is going on? She's kind of concerned for her own health right now.
Yeah, and don't you understand? Frank's don't you understand? I'm breaking her down.
Yeah, making her feel worthless. She thinks she's got the HIV. Now I can slip in.
Yeah.
He does a whistle noise.
Yeah, no more thirds for Frankie.
Yeah, seconds from now on.
And then we cut back to Charlie and the waitress at the speed pitch as Dee and Ben join them. And Charlie's pitching 15 miles per hour fastballs here. I should say slow balls.
Yeah, that's true. And his plan of winning a prize at her booth is already ruined because there's
no prizes. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Which is why he comes up with the stabbing of the key thing that we're gonna run into in a minute.
I thought Charlie was just going wild card. He was just going rogue because that's what he does.
Oh, I thought it was in substitute of, well, I now need to come up with another plan.
So then Dee sees this carny there. You got anything on this carny that's working next door?
Yes, I do. Carney is played by Brad Carter. He was born 1973 from Fort Worth, Texas. He was in episodes of Dexter, New Girl, The Mentalist, Bones, True Detective, Sons of Anarchy, and Love.
This is a part I'd love to play. It's just this little part of just stabbing her. So Dee sees this carny here, and she's going to go ahead with her plan and flirt with the carny in front of Ben. This somehow lowers Ben's value, according to Dennis.
Oh, yeah. So Dee goes, "Oh, Ben, a carny." And he's in the middle of throwing a fastball. He gets a 64.
64? Yeah, you could hear it. You could hear the thing say 64 miles per hour. Is that good?
I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't think I could probably do 64, but aren't professional baseball players, don't they throw in the 90s or some crazy shit?
Yeah, but Ben's not a professional. And
No, I know, but I'm just saying it's crazy how fast someone can throw a ball. So Dee puts her hands around this Connie and wonders if there's a kissing booth around, maybe. And
No, that's something I'd opt for. That like to have D hanging on your shoulders, asking if there's a kissing booth around.
Yeah, she would probably have to reach down for me. You know what I mean?
She'd
She
have to go
seems
on her
tall.
knees to kiss me.
Yeah, me too.
And
Yeah,
I'd
she
have to
seems tall.
also be standing on a crate.
So Dee puts her hands around, and this guy like gives her a quick little jab and stabs her. And I love how he like keeps holding the key, kind of like
Yeah.
at like chest level, like almost like he's just holding a key out. And I love the little detail of being stabbed with a key. This guy stabbed me. He stabbed me with a key. It's so specific.
I was flirting with you. Why would you stab me?
Apparently, Charlie paid him to do that, but a little bit of a mix-up. There was a mix-up.
Yeah, there was a mix-up. You weren't supposed to stab her, dude. You were supposed to stab her.
Yeah.
What? You were gonna have me stabbed?
No, he was gonna. He's like, no, I was gonna protect you. And then Dennis comes up frustrated and tells Kaylee he has a system, and everyone here has been doing it wrong. He comes up and he's like, wrong. You let him stab. You hope it hits like a main artery or something. You nurse her back to health, thereby becoming totally dependent on you. That is psychotic.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Isn't that skipping steps though? Like, wasn't the objective to get Charlie past D?
I think Dennis is just in a panic right now. Dennis is like free. He's just like in a full blown panic, and apparently, he's got this system. Everyone's been doing it wrong except for Ben. And can Ben just explain the system?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You told me you painted your face like a frog person and you have no ulterior motive.
I'm a lizard.
Really funny. It's just like a really funny exchange between the two of them. It's like,
yeah, Dennis is at level 10 and Ben's confused and just wants to have a face like a lizard.
And apparently here, Frank has dropped his monster condom for his magnum dong.
And he holds it up to Kaylee's face like when he picks it up.
Now, Danny DeVito said this wrong, right? He said this wrong and backwards?
Yes. Yeah. Which makes it so much funnier, and this is like now like a meme.
This is the phrase. Yeah. He should be saying, "I dropped my magnum condom for my monster dong," because he said it that way earlier.
Yeah.
But this one, he dropped his monster condom for his magnum dong. He says it backwards. It's interesting. It's very interesting. And that's Danny. I don't think that was written like that.
I think it's Danny just being Danny.
Yeah, he just said, and they just rolled with it because it's very funny.
That Danny DeVito, he's like a bull in a china cabinet.
Yeah, that's right. So Kaylee's like, "That's it. I'm leaving," and Ben's gonna give her a ride.
What are you doing?
He doesn't like you. He's like, "D, I don't like you." And she's like, "How is that possible?" Yeah, how is that possible? Yeah, she's a mean person. And he's kind of like the way he even phrases things, like, "You're a mean person." That's like what a child would say.
Yeah, he is kind of childlike.
Yeah. And they all start just arguing with each other here, including the waitress. And then they just kind of walk away, and they leave Gladys on her own.
I mean, they kind of all blow up the waitress for a moment, and Charlie sticks up for the waitress, and then she shoos them away, and everybody's ruining the system. Nobody gets it. System my ass.
And Gladys needs a ride home.
I need a ride. Is anybody out there that could take me home?
I know. Gladys.
She's such a sweetheart. I feel so bad.
I know.
I love Gladys.
And that brings us to the end of the episode. Ross, what is your favorite character?
Dennis.
Me too. I wonder if we're going to line up. What is your favorite line of dialogue?
I dropped my monster condom that I use for my magnum dong.
Okay.
Alternate. My grandmother was a lesbian.
My grandmother was a lesbian. My favorite line of, I don't, you might not even call it dialogue, but it's the laughing transition. Dennis's maniacal laugh.
I almost think that's my favorite scene.
Yeah. Well, let's say, what is your favorite scene? Because that's where we're at.
That like him explaining that one and then just coming out of it with a laugh, and then going into the seminar aspect of it. It's like it's so well transitioned in his voice perfect, you know?
Yeah, I got it.
He's
definitely.
managing Dennis as Dennis as a seminar speaker, and then Dennis doing the retelling. You know,
Yeah.
he's doing all that in one, and it's beautiful.
I think my favorite scene though is him coming up with the plan, doing the maestro thing, and like being like, yeah, like I don't want to interact with a county. Yeah, no one does.
No one
That's why
does.
Frank will
Frank
be like the way he's like yeah. We're going to the fair. Yeah, I love that so much.
No, it's dope. It's dope.
All right, that brings us to our next segment. It is the IMDb Trivia Challenge. These are 3 trivia facts. 2 of them are made up by me. 1 of them is on the website, IMDb. If you click on the little trivia tag, you will see it, and you could read it for yourself. And let's see what it is. Ross, please guess the one that is actually from the website. Number 1. The original title of this episode was Dennis Does the Dennis. Number 2. Danny DeVito was completely CGI'd into this episode. Number 3. Ben wears the same denim shorts Frank gave him in The Gang Wrestles for the Troops.
I'm going to say it's number 3.
Ross, it is the... Ross, did you cheat?
I cheated.
Did you cheat?
I did. I cheated.
Yes.
Couldn't help myself this time.
Thank you, IMDb Trivia. I guess that is trivia, but it's something all Always Sunny fans just know.
Yeah. I think no one needed to be told that. Anyone listening to this didn't need to be told that. Just like the 3 couples thing, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like we all kind of know now, you know?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Cool, but
exactly.
We all know.
So, Ross, final thoughts on this episode. Ross, of course you'd engage physically with this episode. Look at its body. It's stupid. Or, because of this episode's recent missteps, it has no value.
I want to engage with this episode's body because it's so stupid.
Yeah, I would.
Over and over again.
I would invite this episode to a restaurant that I knew was closed on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this is like, it's an all-around, like, I don't know, it's such like a...
I'd slash its tires.
Yeah, I'd probably invent a fictional neighbor to harass it. Like, there's something like about like this episode is like it's like all character stuff, and it's just like the Ben the soldier, the waitress. Like, I don't know, it is so funny. Like,
it's funny and it's chaotic at times, especially at the ending. It's chaotic, but like it still hits and moves.
I think this episode has a specific knob that it turns for Dennis that never gets turned back.
Yeah.
Like Dennis's character gets ratcheted up, just a little bit.
I mean,
but enough to start snowballing. Like that now, you know what I mean? Now it starts becoming
now he's a
like,
psycho.
He's a psychopath. Like we are not dancing around it anymore.
Yeah, before he's
crazy.
done like some shady shit.
Yeah.
Now it's like Dennis is fucking weird.
Yeah, he's been he
not to be trusted entirely.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's a manipulator. He's dangerous. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he was ramped up a little bit. But yeah, that brings us to the end of the episode. Ross, what do we got? I know what episode is next, but what do we got going on next time we record?
Next time we record, we are doing Season 5, Episode 11, Mac and Charlie Write a Movie.
I've been saying for a long time, Ross, I think this might be personally my favorite episode. I don't know why. But
I think I know why. I think it's because of your favorite scene. Is that
of all? Yeah, I mean that scene is.
Otherwise, I the episode to me isn't one of the strongest, but that scene particularly is incredible, right?
All right, Ross, what can we expect next week?
Next time we record, we can expect a screenplay about a man that could smell crime before it even happens.
We can expect a security guard instead.
I love that. I use that all the time.
Me too.
When
something
there
instead.
is no other option.
Yeah. Instead, like,
we can expect an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
That's right. Yeah, we can expect D covered in fake blood.
Mm-hmm. We can expect some sausage links.
We can expect a monologue from Glenn Howerton that I would put up with the best acting of all time. Like, to get through the smells crime, full penetration, to get through that without laughing. It is like, and just like, and everything, like Dennis's body language when he's like, here's the thing.
He means it. He means it the whole time.
Here's the thing. We show it. And we show all, and like he leans forward and he has this like, oh man, I love this episode. I love it. I love when Mac and Charlie get together and they're like trying to come up with this idea and they're vibing on the story. Like,
yeah.
I just love it so much. And the Dolph Lundgren stuff. It's
I was gonna bring up Dolph. Dolph. This is the introduction of their obsession with Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah. There's like, and he gonna wear something cool like a mesh tank top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to show off that body.
Well, body's stupid. Look at it.
Oh man, I truly kind of like. I wanted to do this podcast to just talk about that Dennis model.
This is a long way to go.
It was a long way to get there, but this Dennis monologue, listeners, I'm telling you,
penetration,
watch this episode before you listen. Like
penetration,
watch how good that is. Like, and everything about it, even when like the reaction of like the pause, that was brilliant. Like everybody's into it. Like. We'll talk about. I could talk about it forever right now, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
I'm dedicating.
I'm absolutely excited.
I'm going to talk about that scene for 45 minutes.
I'm excited to put this episode under a lens because I know that scene specifically sticks out to me, but the rest of it is kind of a little bit foggy because I'm not hard on this episode. So I want to go in and truly enjoy it. You know?
Yeah. I think you will. I mean, it flows.
I know I will. I know I like the episode. I know it just doesn't stand up for me for this season. I know it's like weird to compare one episode against the rest of its like siblings because this season specific is a beast.
And I also understand like I'm saying this is my personal favorite. You know what I mean? And I understand there are technically better episodes.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things that just like hits me. You know what I mean? It just hits me in a way that's like so funny to me. I don't know. There's something like so simple and stupid about the whole episode. It's just like
no, I agree.
Like, and I gotta like there's so many twists I can't keep up. That's in my lexicon. Like I say that, I reference that all the time.
Yeah.
A twist. Oh, there's so many twists I can't keep up. Like just that phrasing.
Now we're twisting back.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast you as a lead actor. Twist again. No, I'm not. We'll talk about it. But thank you everyone for listening and joining us, and we appreciate all the kind messages everyone's been sending. And
thanks a lot, guys, for reaching out and getting on board with the coffee thing.
Yeah,
the coffee
totally.
thing. You know what, guys? Buy yourselves a coffee too.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening, and until next time, a
good day to use. The Always Sunny cast is in no way endorsed or affiliated with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the FXX network, or Philadelphia. The views and thoughts expressed in this podcast are of Eric Regan and Ross Northrup. If you enjoyed this podcast as much as we enjoy making it, please subscribe, rate, review, and pass it on. If you'd like to reach out, you can email us at alwayssunnycastpod@gmail.com or stay in touch with us by following our Instagram account at the Always Sunnycast Pod. We'll see you next time.